come out here to talk to you.
Get off him! No, you're not.
Whoa! This is assault! What on earth are you playing at? What the hell are you doing to my sister? And what are you doing? No, I will not stand back if you are going to abuse him, people.
Listen, nobody's going to get hurt. Just
She has got hurt!
What's wrong with you people?
Leave her alone!
On the evening of the 22nd of October 2014, Peter Lomas was arrested for causing criminal damage at the gates of Rathin Energy's Crawberry Hill drilling site. He was taken to Bridlington Police Station, where he was eventually released 23 hours later. As the police had been frustrated with how to deal with the peaceful nature of the people at the protest camp, and the fact that they had no legitimate reason to arrest anyone so far, they must have jumped with joy back at the Humberside Police Force Command Centre of Operation Trogan when security guards from the site reported the incident to them earlier that day. They swiftly moved into action that evening, thinking that they had at last got something to pin on him. This was perhaps why they felt the need to send a full squad of officers in a riot van to arrest him for this despicable crime. Around 7 o'clock that evening, Pete and his girlfriend Sarah arrived at the camp. He noticed the police presence down the road, and as it's standard practice to record police activity at a protection camp to use as evidence, he told someone with a camera to start filming as the police were here. Whether the police action that followed next was, as they describe it, reasonable force, or, as those at the receiving end call it, excessive and brutal, is up for debate.
You are being recorded. Can I remind you, you're being recorded.
My God!
The whole world is watching you. What is going on?
We'd have come out here to talk to you.
Get off him! No, you're not.
Whoa! This is assault! What on earth are you playing at?
You're assaulting me! You're assaulting me!
What's going on here? Jesus Christ, just calm down. Tush, come on.
Get off me! Stop touching me!
I won't touch you. Just keep your arms down for us, alright?
What are you doing? Stop touching! Stop touching me!
Tush, leave it. Tush, leave it.
What are you
What the hell are you doing to my sister? And what are you doing? No, I will not stand back if you are going to abuse him, people.
Listen. Nobody's going to get hurt. Just
She has got hurt!
What's wrong with you people?
Leave her alone!
What were the details of the criminal damage that sparked such a response from the police? I think most reasonable people would have thought it must have been pretty bad to have invoked such a response from them. In fact, Peter had been accused of running a stick along a fence. Yes. Sending a full squad of officers in a riot van, pushing and trampling over people to get to him, then locking him up for 23 hours in a police cell, was all due to the crime of running a stick along a fence. This later became known as Stickgate. As if it wasn't bad enough, when Peter arrived at the police station, a mysterious bag containing a small quantity of cannabis was somehow found in his coat pocket.
Criminal damage to our home.
I've known Peter for some time, and I've never seen him smoking cannabis. So just where this mysterious bag of weed came from is again a debatable point. The fact that the coat Peter was wearing on the evening of his arrest actually belonged to his girlfriend Sarah. Peter had just put it on when they had both arrived at the camp. Sarah, who is also not a dope smoker, states she has never seen this mysterious bag before. Why should she? It's quite obvious where it came from. It's standard police procedure to search a suspect at the time of arrest. So why wasn't it found immediately at the point of arrest? So we have someone who's been aggressively arrested by a team of overzealous officers for an extremely trivial offence. Then, perhaps because they thought the charge wouldn't stick, Then they planted drugs on him as a backup. Maybe. We of course have no proof of this, other than the word of Peter and Sarah. He was then held for 23 hours in a police cell before they released him, with bail conditions to keep him away from the camp at Crawberry Hill. All that on the most trivial claim that he ran a stick along a fence. When this case came to court later in the year, on the day of the hearing, the charge of criminal damage was suddenly dropped due to lack of evidence. The charge of possession of a Class B drug was also thrown out by Judge Rutherford. At least there is some part of the justice system that's still working. The day after the court case, there was an interesting twist when Peter got a message from Eric, the police liaison officer to the camp, who wanted to speak to him. Peter recorded that phone call.
Hello?
Hello. Who am I speaking to?
Eric.
Alright. Did you want to see me about something?
Just to give you an update, I don't know if you'd been given a full explanation, not about yesterday.
Carry on.
As regards the criminal damage.
Oh, no, well, yeah, it was a big lie, and I've been, vindicated.
Now, basically what happened was that we have, me and Mark and Paul and that, asked for the case to be dropped.
Alright.
Because we had, it was a few days after you'd been arrested, I saw the CCTV. That said to me, this is what he's done. And I said, well, if that's all that he's done, then the alleged damage that he's supposed to have caused can't have happened.
Right.
And then we did a bit further digging, and we had some video footage to show that the damage was already there the previous day.
Alright.
So we pushed it with the investigating officers to get the case dropped. And really that's why we were there at court yesterday, to make sure that it didn't go ahead.
As Eric said in the phone call to Peter, the police and Crown Prosecution Service knew there was no case to answer to, yet they still pursued it up until the day of the trial. Is this a good use of public money and police time? I think this whole affair is a gross misuse of police resources, a vexatious attack on an innocent person causing physical harm to both Peter and his girlfriend, and a great deal of emotional upset for both of them. It's about as far away from how I think the police should be that I have ever had personal involvement with. Homicide police should hang their heads in shame.